A wonderful good morning. You are all very welcome to this, the annual general meeting of the year of our Lord 2024. We are about to start. Let us make ourselves comfortable. We will be starting shortly with a word of prayer, and then the attendant anthems will be coming along. So just wanted to inform you that we are about to start. We are finishing up some online and social media engagements and collaborations and connections. Then we'll be starting. Thank you very much.
You are above the systems of the world. I totally rely on your word. No matter what may come away, no matter what I face, it's you I live for. We live for you alone in a world. In a world of so many voices, Lord, I will trust in your precious word. I believe in your name. In a world where everyone's talking. In a world where everyone's talking. Lord, I delight in your precious word. I believe in your name. I believe in your name. In a world of so many voices. In a world of so many voices. Lord, I will trust in your precious word. I believe in your name. I believe in your name. Where everyone's talking. In a world where everyone's talking. Lord, I delight in your precious word. I believe in your name. I believe in your name. It's only you that matter. Only you matter. Only you make sense. Only you make sense. Doesn't matter what the world says. It's only you I live for. Only you matter. Only you make sense. Only you make sense. Doesn't matter what the world says. It's only you I live for. Only you matter. Only you Jesus. Only you make sense. You run my life, Lord. Doesn't matter what the world says. It's only you I live for. Only you matter. Totally yours. Only you make sense. I belong to you. Doesn't matter what the world says. It's only you I live for. It's you I live for. It's you I live for. It's you, Lord. It's you, Lord. Nobody but you, Jesus. It's you I live for. Hallelujah. I live above the systems of the world. Yes. I totally rely on your word. No matter what may come away, no matter what I face, it's you I live for. I live above the systems of the world. I totally rely on your word. No matter what may come away, no matter what I face, it's you I live for. We live for you alone in a world. In a world of so many voices, Lord, I will trust in your precious word. I believe in your name. In a world where everyone's talking. In a world where everyone's talking. Lord, I delight in your precious word. I believe in your name. I believe in your name. In a world of so many voices. In a world of so many voices. Lord, I will trust in your precious word. I believe in your name. I believe in your name. Where everyone's talking. In a world where everyone's talking. Lord, I delight in your precious word. I believe in your name. I believe in your name. It's only you that matter. Only you matter. Only you make sense. Only you make sense. Doesn't matter what the world says. It's only you I live for. Only you matter. Only you
Today we are concluding the program at undertaken Institute, which we have been running for the last, I can say, 9 months. We started this program in July, and we started by training 85 trainees who are youth from Karamoja area in 4 trades. That is building, construction, agriculture, motorcycle mechanics and tailoring. UMA supported the Moroto Technical Institute first by retooling the instructors. This was done by placing them in industries. We placed the people in tailoring at fine spinners. We placed the instructors of motorcycle mechanics at garage, and the ones of construction as span contractors, and the ones of forestry at Busoga Forestry Company. And so, having acquired those skills, they came here and trained the trainees.
I'm called by the name Sanangra Abraham. I come from Rupa, Moroto district, Panyasan village. Before I came into this project, I was making chapati for the living. So I got this project from the radio. That I take FM. I take tailoring. I learned from there how to make a shirt and a shirt and a dress and the school uniforms.
My name is Logel Sharon. I'm from Moroto Municipality, South Division. I did fashion and design from MTI, Moroto Technical Institute. I got some knowledge like making shorts, making school uniform, skirts, dresses, and many others. From the entrepreneurship training, I learned how to handle the business, how to make budget in my business, I also learned how to make like risks and assets. I also learned how to make receipts.
We are also responsible for training the trainees in entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship training was conducted towards the end of February, early March, and then we placed these students for industrial placement. We placed them in industry, and the industries, especially this group of tailoring, had about 4 being retained at by Matani Garments, and about 3 being retained by Ochamutu Enterprises in Moroto. So out of 27, we already have about 7 of these already retained by where we place them.
In Ochamutu Enterprises, we train interns, students from various schools of different vocations. We are dealing in tailoring specifically. During the time we were here with those students, anyway, they were good students. Some of them, their mothers, some of them are younger girls, and some of them, we had only one boy by the name Abraham, whom I was very grateful with him, because here the boys are always warriors. But I'm really very happy for Uma and Enable to bring this kind of project. It will change the life of our younger men around here who are going as becoming warriors.
From my entrepreneurship training, UMA gave us money for facilitations. The whole total is 247. From Ochamutu Enterprise, I learned how to welcome the customers, talking to them, how to bargain with the customer in case the customer comes when it's very rough, tough on you, and other things. T-shirts and dresses.
So they completed industrial placement, which lasted 3 weeks, and which was concluded by giving them startup kits. Behind me you can see we have the students of the trainees in tailoring. Each one of them has received a sewing machine, and we think that with the machines and together with the entrepreneurship skills we trained them, and the technical skills they acquired from MTI. These people are going to have their livelihood improved, they're going to earn money.
I'm very grateful to Uma in partnership with Henabo, which was able to purchase for us.
You're indeed all very welcome to this annual general meeting of the Uganda Manufacturers Association 24. We are set, we are fully constituted, and with permission, I beg we start. May I request we all arise and have a word of prayer, and then the national anthems will play, and then we'll move on. Thank you very much. Let us pray. Almighty Father in heaven, we want to thank you for this beautiful morning. We want to thank you for the minds and souls that are gathered here. We pray for your presence amongst us as we deliberate issues pertaining the Uganda Manufacturers Association. And we pray that as we leave this place, we will go with an association better equipped for the future. In the mighty name of our Lord, we pray. Amen. The anthems.
Ilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tutimize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano viwe msingi wa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
Thank you very much. You may take your seats. The Advisory Council, the Chair, and board members, esteemed members of the Uganda Manufacturers Association, colleagues from the Secretariat, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, you're all welcome to this annual general meeting. It is exactly 25 past 10 o'clock, and at this juncture, allow me to welcome the Executive Director to give his welcome remarks. The Executive Director, please.
The members of the Advisory Council, the Chairman, Board of Directors, members of the Board of Directors, the members of the Association of Uganda Manufacturers Association, the business captains in the room, ladies and gentlemen, I take this honor to welcome you today for the annual general meeting for the year 2024 according to the UMA calendar. It is in our articles and the memorandum that govern the association that every year we have this annual general meeting. So as per the procedure, we ran an advert inviting you for this meeting, and as the agenda ran in the paper, we will be moving accordingly. Mr. Chairman, you guided that we convene this meeting on this particular day. I got some regrets because most of your business people are busy in closing of the year. They sent in some regrets, but I'm happy to inform you that we right now have enough quorum. So this meeting has been flagged as yes by our council because he has looked at the registration. So I take this opportunity to usher you in and say, as you guided, here are the people, I invited them. Members in the room, we have changed a little bit of the design of the room. We used to have our stage this side facing the other side, but now this room takes you into the area of convenience, and as time will allow, we'll be communicating other administrative issues. In the meantime, I have got members of the Secretariat on the last table where Mr. Nkutu is seated. Please stand up, Director Nkutu, for anything, whether it is about the documents to be used in the meeting or any inquiry or anything you'd want us to run to, we are available. I want to again say, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I wish to say the meeting is in your hands.
The chairman and the members of the Advisory Council, the members of the board of Uganda Manufacturers Association, esteemed members of Uganda Manufacturers Association here present and those online, the Executive Director and the UMA Secretariat, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor and deep sense of fulfillment that I stand here before you today to address this annual general meeting of the year 2024. As we gather here today, I acknowledge the unwavering commitment and relentless efforts our advisory board, our members of the board, the Secretariat, you members, and all stakeholders whose dedication has been instrumental in our shared journey. I also recognize the presence of the Force Media, who has been instrumental in pushing our message out there. Today, we stand here to give you a report of what you sent us to do a year ago. Today, we stand here to give you feedback on the journey we have moved. The year 2024 has been a testament to Uganda manufacturers' commitment to fostering vibrant manufacturing sector in Uganda. We focused our strategic transformation and effort on transforming the association, strengthening partnership, and in this, we have achieved significant strides in influencing policy decisions by government and other bodies that shape the industrial landscape. This year, being the fourth year of our strategic plan that runs up to 2025 and built on three pillars: membership relevance, operational excellence, and UMA visibility. This year, we prioritized operational excellence as we strengthen our foundation as UMA. At UMA, we recognize that operational excellence is the cornerstone of our ability to serve our members effectively. And in this year, 2024, we embarked on a series of strategic initiatives to enhance our internal operations and bolster our capacity to deliver exceptional services to you. Key changes included aligning and strengthening the body committees to ensure more effective oversight of UMA's core activities. We aligned most of the committees and brought in some capacity from you members to make us do our work better. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to mention and introduce to you some of the heads of each of these committees that we put in place. We have the Sector Heads Committee. This is the wider spectrum of sector heads across board, headed by Mr. Hamath Katau. Mr. Katau is not here, but I think if there are members from this committee, you can stand up for recognition. We reinforced the Finance and Administration Committee, headed by none other than my Vice Chairman, Mr. Agasekalala. Please stand up for recognition. We have the Economics and Business Policy Committee, headed by Mr. Mubiru Richard. Stand up. We have the Membership and Business Development Committee, headed by Madame Joseline Kateba. She's not here with us today, she's out. We have the Estate Committee, headed by none other than Mr. Stephen Mpaji Kalibala, the architect. We call him the architect here. We thought he's the right resource for this committee, and he has done a great, tremendous job. Then, last but not least, we set up a communication, marketing, and events committee headed by Mr. Eddie Senkumba. Then we set up the capacity building and marketing committee headed by Mr. Senyondo Mansour. Then last, the partnership and the projects committee by Mr. Lamesh Babu is also not with us today. The second strategic pillar we focused on is increasing secretariat capacity. We focused on increasing the capacity of our secretariat by retaining quality staff and hiring new recruits, all on a 3-year contracts. We have also been seconding our staff to other institutions in order to build the capacity. We have sent our staff to regional engagements, and they have delivered exceptional services to our members. The other pillar was estates development. We have made tremendous changes to the physical landscape of UMA with major innovations, including, among others, completion of the new secretariat offices behind here. If you move behind, you are going to be welcomed by a world of a different set of office space that you have set up. We have fenced the UMA grounds. We have completed the drainage works. We have done the boundary opening with the entire UMA ground. We have improved lighting. We have installed surveillance cameras. And in collaboration with our member Yamaha Motors, we have set up a facility down here where you can hold big functions. We have also paved it to have a better look. This facility will also be able to generate some money for us as an association. Under policy and advocacy, we have been at the forefront of influencing policy in this country. UMA's influence on Uganda's National Policy Framework 2024 has been significant. We have been at the forefront of advocating for policies that support sustainable industrial growth, innovation, and job creation. Our policy wins reflect our commitment to creating an enabling environment for the manufacturing sector to thrive. Key wins under this area, we have actively participated in the development of and compiling of views that have informed the National Development Plan 4. UM has been pivotal in influencing this strategic plan. We have adopted the Green Industrial Agenda. The launch of the UMA Industrial Green Agenda signaled the manufacturing sector's commitment to environmental protection, climate change initiative, and also influencing the NEMA strategy for our country by in some areas forcing them or showing them that this country cannot develop without industry. The narrative was, in the beginning, that industry is a pollutant, they pollute. We had to come in and tell them, yes, industry is a pollutant, but industry, if well managed, can be environmentally more sustainable than most of the economic activities that are undertaken by this country. And through our members, we have significantly contributed to the greening agenda of this country. Some of our players, like Roofing's Group and the others, have given out millions of trees to offset the carbon footprint. We have worked tirelessly to give you tax relief. UMA, during the year, successfully advocated the receding of duty, exercise duty on the plastic sector. Plastic sector was being charged 2.5% in raw materials. And yet, we are at the forefront of cleaning the environment. We made a lot of impact in many other fronts to provide tax relief for our members individually, but also collectively, including deferment of the enforcement of stamp duty on agreements and small transactions. These wins have reduced cost and boosted competitiveness of our members. We have been at the forefront of advocating for duty remission where capacity does not exist in this country or in the region, to allow our members continue accessing raw materials for their process. This duty remission agenda and the import substitution program going in tandem. We are running with both. Where we need to source locally, we have been supporting government. But where the raw materials are not available in sufficient quantities, we have been telling government that please manage through a duty remission scheme. The administration has not been the best, but going forward, we want to improve it much better, but getting ourselves involved in these schemes where duty remission is allowed, and the schemes where duties are imposed on some products to protect local manufacturers. We have had a strategic repositioning of the energy sector to deliver on cost reduction. We strengthened our engagement and collaboration with the Minister of Energy and the Electricity Regulatory Authority, ERA, galvanizing 3 fronts. 1, energy distribution transition. You know that umeme is phasing out in the next year. So we have been working tirelessly with the government to ensure that this transition does not affect you. We have also started seeing effects of increased load shedding and the others, but we are managing, and we give feedback to the ministry to see that these effects are mitigated. We have also looked at the cost and the reliability constraints. You know, we have been pushing for the 5 cents per kilowatt hour for every one of you. We have moved from 11 cents, 11.25 cents per kilowatt hour. Now we are ranging between 8 and 5 for the big, very big ones. We are still pushing, and we should be able to achieve this in the next year. We have been pushing local content mainstreaming in the electricity supply chain. We can now confirm that Uganda Electricity Distribution Company, a Ugandan company, will be the distributor of power, and we are also engaging them to prioritize us as their main suppliers. Because we produce everything. We produce the cables, we produce the poles, we produce the concrete poles, we produce all these items. If they prioritize us, then you can benefit from the transition and exit of umeme. At the East African level, we have engaged a number of engagements. And one of them, we have participated in the East African Community Tariff Offer discussions to the Africa Free Continental Areas, which has resulted in the exclusion of some products and the categorization of others as sensitive, bolstering our competitiveness as manufacturers in the EAC. Yes, we want to go to the EAC, and we are ready. But we need to plan our entry into the EAC market. So, there are tariff lines we have agreed that, yes, we can start with, but there are also tariff lines or products that we are saying, no, at this point we are still an infant. If we open up, we are going to be affected. Please hold on this. We shall look at it as we go along. So this is what we have done as UMA. We have, and this was my commitment when I took over the chairman of Uganda Manufacturers Association, to put in place a competition law that allows level playing field for all manufacturers. I'm happy to report to you members that the competition law or the Competition Act is in place. It was signed and ascended to by the President. UMA is working tirelessly to ensure that the guidelines that accompany the law, do this, don't do this, do this, are completed. And a commission that is going to manage this competition, a competition commission, is operationalized in the Act. These are the two remaining bits in this law. The guidelines and putting it in place the commission where I will go and say Coca-Cola is not playing fairly. Because I'm a small starter, I am starting my Kashela drink, and the Coca-Cola is flexing their muscles on me. Can they allow me to coexist with them? This is what the competition law does. It allows everybody to act. I used Coca-Cola because I was looking at you, Mr. Magol. The other aspect we are running is market access. Internal markets have been ring-fenced through the mainstreaming of the local content under the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda policy, your famous BUBU, and the reservation schemes under PPDA, benefiting subsectors like pharmaceuticals, textile, cement, steel, cables, and others. On the other hand, the PPDA has ring-fenced thresholds for supply reserved strictly for local suppliers under the new regulation. Opportunities are opening up in the external markets, especially with the effort we are putting to eliminate NTBs at EAC level and the region like Congo, accessing Congo market. We are also working with the Minister of Finance to ensure that the export guarantee scheme that is going to ensure to secure and ensure your products that you export to volatile markets is put in place. Remember that issue of Southern Sudan, where you lost money because you are not insured? We don't want this to happen again. So we are working tirelessly, and we see these initiatives bearing fruits. We are working with Uganda National Bureau of Standards to enforce mandatory standards. UNBS is addressing the proliferation of substandard goods and counterfeits that are not only wiping out your market share, but also a health and safety hazard. UMA has pushed for review of the physical guidelines to allow National Bureau of Standards to spend at source. This was the big constraint to them. They would not be able to access money from the consolidated fund in time. So their activities were lagging behind the demand. Now, Minister of Finance has accepted that if you paid your money for certification, it is that money or part of that money that should be used for the processes that allow you to get certified. Other than getting the money, send it to the consolidated fund, and then apply for the money to be released to them to do your work. It's your money, and you paid for service. Let the service be delivered. So we are pushed for that, and we are at a good level of development. And at UNBS, we have also gotten a new executive director. We think this is going to streamline the way things are done. We give thanks to our elder sitting on the advisory council and also sitting on the UNBS council, Engineer Kalibala of EGS. He has done a great job for manufacturing. We are doing and putting in place strategic collaborations to uplift manufacturing. We have profoundly strengthened our collaboration with the BMO's business organization at the local scene, like Uganda Investment Authority, KBA, Uganda Bankers Association, CASITA, PSFCU, Uganda National Chamber of Commerce, and at a regional level, we have done collaboration with Pan-African Manufacturers Association, East African Business Council, Kenya Association of Manufacturers, RAM, CTI, BDI of Burundi, and the others. And at international level, we are working with UNDP, DI, GIZ, TMEA, among others, to see that they help us with our policy advocacy, that they help us, they help you manufacturers to align and mitigate the challenge you face. We have made mega commitment and signed MOUs with high-level and strategic stakeholders to revamp working relationship. These include, among others, the ALP East Africa. This is a law firm that manages East African business cases. Uganda Free Zones Authority to allow you to produce under bond. Uganda Insurance Association to mitigate your risks. NEMA, and as I told you before, NEMA was looking at us differently, now they're looking at us differently. Uganda Revenue Authority, UNBS, and others. These are to ensure that manufacturers' concerns are taken up and resolved expeditiously. Now, I want to appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want once again to extend my deepest gratitude to the driving forces behind the human success. Our esteemed advisory council provides valuable guidance, shaping our strategic direction. The board members, my colleagues with whom I have steered this humongous board up to now, your support and commitment has been valuable. You, our members, who have, amongst all challenges, endeavored to support us by paying your dues and membership dues on time. Our management team, headed by the ED, who tirelessly work to implement the strategies we develop and support us in our commitment. Special thanks go to you. Externally, we acknowledge the unwavering support from His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, for giving us an ear and national guidance on matters manufacturing. And every time we have sought to access him, he allows us. If we cannot meet him, he puts through a phone call to me or to the other members of the advisory board to align how things are done. And I'm always grateful to receive that call with 8888. It is, you know, he cares and he guides. We acknowledge the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda for graciously honoring our occasions whenever we invite her. The Right Honorable Prime Minister, popularly known here as Gia Majegele or what, for always coming up to us, involving us in her programs, and also participating in our program like the Green Industrial Agenda and the 30th Uganda International Trade Fair, which she opened. The Honorable Minister of Trade for providing us valuable guidance. The Minister of State for Industry, Honorable Bahati, for steering our manufacturing. Dana is always here with us. We're always flexing. We're always in his office. The Honorable Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, for supporting our policies. Every year, we develop submission to be included in the budget that help manufacturing to grow. And the minister has graciously adopted most of our proposals. The permanent secretary to the Treasury, who has now developed a working platform that he comes here every agreed period, and we share our views with him, and he shares his. And by the time he leaves, we agree on the way forward. We are grateful to the Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority, who has committed to meet us every quarter to streamline policies to support manufacturing. And this is how we have been able to manage some of the teething issues that you face. We engage on one-on-one, and his team has been forthcoming. We thank the entire government teams for dedicating to facilitate manufacturing in Uganda. We thank our development partners and other private sector organizations for working with us to grow manufacturing. As we navigate the evolving landscape of Uganda's manufacturing sector, UMA remains steadfast in its commitment to serving our members and shaping the future of industry. While UMA supports the ambitious economic plan by government to grow our GDP tenfold, Uganda Manufacturers Association feels that beyond the rhetoric, the required annual 12% growth necessary to deliver a government growth plan warrants a major paradigm shift in the government's approach to facilitating economic growth and development. Therefore, members, building on our achievement 2024, we are poised to embark on a new chapter of growth and influence, guided by the strategic agenda that addresses the key imperatives for the sector's success on a three-tier paradigm. This model focuses on production, distribution, market access, and retention. So, ladies and gentlemen, that has been our journey. And in a few moments, we shall share what we intend to do in the next year, 2025. However, before we proceed, I feel that as your chairman, who has been running this association for a very long time at various levels, I must share personal news. The news is, next year, 2025, due to reasons beyond my control, I will not be available to serve for the most part of the year. I brought this matter to the attention of the advisory board and to my board to ensure continuity. My vice chairman, Mr. Aga Sekalala, will step in as my delegate during my absence as per our governing rules. I now invite Mr. Aga Sekalala to come and join me here. Come. It is my honor to introduce Mr. Aga Sekalala, a leader who has been deeply involved in the work of UMA and shares our vision as UMA. I've asked him to present to us the plans for the coming year. Mr. Sekalala here, like me, has grown up in these grounds. He used to come here with Mr. Sekalala Sr. when they were opening grounds here and across at the sports facility. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, as I close, I reiterate my sincere gratitude to the advisory board, board members, secretariat, and the entire UMA membership and all stakeholders for your unwavering support to me as chaired the board. Together, we have made remarkable strides in 2024, shaping a brighter future for Uganda's manufacturing. As we move forward, let us embrace the spirit of collaboration and innovation, working together to build a manufacturing sector that is resilient, competitive, and contribute to the sustainable growth and prosperity of our mother Uganda. Thank you very much. Deo J.B. Kayemba, your chairman.
Members of the UMA Advisory Council, members of the UMA Board of Directors, esteemed members of Uganda Manufacturer Association, the UMA Secretariat, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Chairman Deo Kayemba, for the kind introduction. I am honored to accept the responsibility to act on your behalf in your absence, and to address this gathering on the crucial topic of UMA's key focus areas for the immediate future that will shape our success as a sector and guide our engagements in 2025. The key focus areas will include tax policy and administration. We will intensify our engagement with government and URA to foster a more predictable and conducive tax environment for manufacturers. 2, we will sustain and promote and grow existing industries. We will support government in promoting existing industries for economic growth and sustainability. This will be done by advocating for capacity building, linkages, collaboration, leveraging local industrial strategies for market access and expansion. 3, promote primary industries. We will support the government efforts in promoting investments in primary industries to foster an integrated economy per plan for the NDP4. We will address market access challenges, expanding market access for Ugandan manufacturers. Both domestically, regionally, and internationally is a key priority, especially in advocating for removal of non-tariff barriers. 5, infrastructure development. We will continue to advocate for infrastructure development that supports efficient and cost-effective movement of goods. Financial investment and cost of capital. Number 6, improving access to affordable long-term financing which is crucial for the growth of the manufacturing sector. Number 7, quality standardization of products. We will work closely with UNBS and other stakeholders to promote the quality and standardization of manufactured goods. Number 8, and this is the last one, we will advocate for policies that ensure affordable and reliable energy for manufacturers. This not limited to the 5 cents, but also to those in industrial parks and those located where you already exist as manufacturers. By pursuing this strategic agenda, UMA will continue to champion the growth and competitiveness of Uganda's manufacturing sector, contributing to sustainable economic development and prosperity for all Ugandans. I urge you members to support your association by taking a keen interest and aggressively participating in policy matters and engagements. 2, subscribing to the association to support all these initiatives and do this with a passion and zeal for your association. Number 3, giving timely feedback to the board and management on any matter that you feel should be and has not been addressed or that which needs emphasis. And 4, supporting each other's businesses, because considering that UMA was primarily set up to create a platform for networking and building each other's enterprises by supporting the Build Uganda, Buy Uganda, Build Uganda. In conclusion, I commit on behalf of the board that we will steward the association, starting by embracing these focus areas as a roadmap to guide our actions and endeavors in the coming year. We are confident that by working together, we can achieve our shared vision of thriving and prosperous manufacturing sector in Uganda. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much. We will now move to adopt the chairman's report. And Chair, we did something as you were busy reading your report. You saw us putting the chairs there and the table there in public view, so that we don't have any security issues at that chair. So it is safe for you to sit and to chair this meeting. To that effect, therefore, before we move to adopt the chair's report, if there be any reactions, so be they presented now or forever hold your peace. We'll have some reactions, please. I see, I need support, IT. I need support here for some reactions. We need those mics. Is there any other reaction? We have a reaction here. There is a particular one at the back. Those are two. Two only we will have. So we will have Dr. Cheyune here, just at the front here. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Chair, we can't thank you enough for what you've done to us, for what you've done for us as manufacturers. We have really seen the fruits of your hard work, and it's quite impressive. I think he deserves a round of applause.
So a round of applause for the chair.
Please. In addition to that, members, I would like to propose a motion to the advisory and also the board that we cannot thank him enough for what he has done, but at least we can consider a token of appreciation in form of an appreciation dinner, if it's acceptable. Thank you.
That is the advisory council. Not my place to be. Yes, there is another reaction at the back, and I will leave that to the deliberation of the advisory council. There is, please, our support. Secretariat, let us have this microphone be moved. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. My name is Dr. Dennis Ngabirano, the CEO of Sam's Food Industries. Chairman, we've had your submission and you are handing over to AGA. On behalf of the House, I request for an acceptance speech from AGA, because we can't just take it for granted that is really taking on the mantle to serve the interests of the manufacturers in the House. I thank you and I submit.
We have heard that request. There is... Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Once again, my name is Daniel Ololia, and I represent two businesses, Tiva Water, which works in water bottling, and Business Mission International, which is a plastics manufacturing company. I would like to appreciate the chairman for a couple of remarks that he made, especially in relation to the engagement between UMA and government, as well as UMA and UNBS. I would like to request once again, one, to appreciate the enactment of the competition law, but also to raise an observation that the biggest challenge or obstacle to that competition is where government entities do business competitive with the private sector while using government property. For example, you have Uzima driving around with government trucks, military trucks, that cannot by any means be competitive. While they're getting fuel from governments, that cannot be competitive. So this would be something that would need to pay a close attention. In the same spirit, there is the challenge of double taxation. There is this growing practice of districts around Uganda, around Kampala, charging distribution vehicles fee on a monthly basis for them to sell within that territory. You go to Mukono, you have to pay a particular fee to drive your truck and distribute in that area. You go to Wakiso, you do the same. You go to Luwero, you do the same. You go to Mitiana. These are businesses that are registered in Uganda and they pay taxes in Uganda. It would be very crucial for us to harmonize taxation. In addition, these same trucks pay a road user fee charged by the Ministry of Works annually. I would think that that is something that UMA could help the members to be able to address. Furthermore, in relation to UNBS, it has been a common practice that UN requires all importers of plastics raw material to ask for a COC waiver. For the same reason that we do not have a standard for plastics. It is a waste of time, a waste of resources and money for you to stand in line every time, take another 2 days asking for a COC waiver for the same plastics that UNBS knows they do not have a standard for. I would request that through your leadership, Mr. Chair, that UNBS issue a COC waiver annually to regular plastics importers, which can be applied or submitted at every opportunity that an importer brings plastics across. Because it ultimately doesn't amount to anything different if the same importer is duly registered and has the right certification to do the plastics manufacturing. And lastly, I would like to bring to your attention, Mr. Chair, that the water and beverages section or sector at UMA is significantly split. And there is a need to bring your attention to that area because as we speak now, there are some players in the industry that are trying to reorganize themselves because some of the large players seem to be ignoring the pleas of the small players. And as a result, we find ourselves somewhat broken and torn apart. And this is to be your attention, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Daniel Ololia, representing Tivaota. Thank you.
Thank you very much. With those reactions, I beg for the indulgence of the chair.
Thank you very much. These points have been well taken. You have thanked us for engagement with the government and UNBS. But what you have brought up most is the competition law, which does not bar competition between the private sector and the government. This is a serious matter. My director policy, you can stand up. You can also take his number. Mr. Mobili, stand up. Please take his number. This is, first and foremost, government is not allowed to use government facilities to do private business. That is one. I don't want to mention the company who said, but being a military company does not accord you rights to use vehicles for their military vehicles for private business. I think that is the point well taken, and we are going to address it with the relevant authorities. Then the issue of double taxation, I think most of us seated here can attest to this. If you are sending anything to a town up country, there's a host of things that you have to cater for. You have to cater for parking, you have to cater for access, you have to cater for what you have said. In my company, we call it, my drivers call it akagua. Boss totuwadeza akagua. So this is double taxation, and I think we need to bring it. But increasingly, local government is introducing taxes that are already charged by the central government. So this is an issue to bring up to the highest level so that we can align how local government, I think this is a parliamentary issue, how local government formulates its taxes and how they relate to the national taxes. That is very important. You talked about the plastic, where you are required to stand in line and get a waiver for a COC whenever you import. Yet in this country, UNBS has not yet developed a standard for the product. This is major. This does not only happen in your raw materials, but it is happening in many others. But there are also other areas, since we are in an air game, that I need my people to bring here. The issue of exemption of spares. Every time you bring in spares, even the one you bought in yesterday or the other month, you still have to get a new letter. And in the process, it delays and you incur damage charges. So, sir, your point has been well taken, and we shall expound on it, just as I have started. Water and beverages sector, good enough, you are all our members. The small players are our members. The big multinationals are our members, and some of them are in this house. I have not articulated, I have not understood your issue. You said there is a split. What is the cause of the split? Can you, what do you think is the cause? Because we need to know the cause before we can prescribe the cure. Microphone, please take him the microphone. I want to hear it again.
Thank you once again, Mr. Chair, and I'm sorry I was not clear about that aspect. The cause of this split is primarily between companies that bottle water in single-use bottles, the 20-liter bottles, and companies that bottle in returnable bottles. Last year, through our research, we came to find out that there was a lobbying for URA to implement an ad valorem law, an ad valorem fee on water, local excise duty for water. Now, when somebody is using a single-user bottle, their local excise duty is bound to be higher because they also have the cost of the bottle included in the water. But when somebody is using a returnable bottle, their local excise duty would be lower because they are only charging local excise duty on water. Unfortunately, the law was rushed and pushed down, making water, which is supposed to be a utility. We are supporting government in providing access to safe drinking water and reducing the burden of disease to the country. But now that water has become more expensive, where you have to pay a minimum of 1,000 shillings per bottle just on local excise duty. And the big players who are supposed to be our front runners find that very easy because that's really around about what they used to pay before, because their water was premium and expensive in a way. So we now have smaller players beginning to cocoon and start thinking that they are on their own and they need to fight for themselves. And I think that the association is not aware, and I wanted to bring this to the attention of the association so that through your guidance, again, we harmonize together and begin to put up a spirited, united front. Thank you so much, Sam.
I'll put this to my economic and the policy committee to deeply understand and bring the two of you together to come up with a solution. But there are also single-use, there also the issue of environmental degradation. There was some kind of tax levy that was imposed in that levy on single use because it was not coming back. So, but he will handle that at the committee level, and we shall be glad to receive their proposals for mitigation.
All right. Now that the reactions have been done. Oh, I see a particular reaction from a board member, please.
Thank you to our chairman, but I think we thanked you as a board in our last board meeting, but not here. Allow us to be upstanding today and give our chairman a thunderous round of applause. We can do, but let everyone be upstanding and give him a... Chair, from me and the board, this is to say we are thankful for the leadership you have given us and access, and this is to say that we're also thankful for the leadership of continuity you're giving us, and even for our incoming chair, acting chair. Again, a round of applause from all of us. And just to confirm my excitements for our way forward. Thank you.
All right, without further ado, allow me to request this meeting to move to approve the chairman's report, and then someone to second so that we can close the session. Move to approve. There's a hand here. Please, can we have the microphone? We need a seconder as well. And there's a hand here, and then there's a seconder there.
Yeah, I propose to move. Thank you.
All right, we need a seconder. At the back there.
There's a con.
All right. The chairman's report has been approved. Thank you very much. We will now quickly move to the next agenda item, and that is the treasurer's report. Mr. Treasurer, please, you're very welcome.
Thank you. To the members of the UMA, members of the Advisory Council present here, colleagues and members of the Board of Directors, and members of the UMA staff and all other guests. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you. It's my great honor to stand before you today on behalf of the treasurer of our Uganda Manufacturers Association and present this financial report for the year 2023. As we gather here for the annual general meeting, I want to thank you all for your continued support and commitment to our shared vision. As I begin my report, let me also acknowledge the invaluable contribution of my colleagues of the Finance Committee, Mr. Aga Sekalala, Ms. Jocelyn Katiba, Mr. Richard Mubiru, Mr. Jim Kabeho, and Dr. Ezra Rubanda. Their expertise has been instrumental in navigating this year's challenges and opportunities laid before us. I also appreciate them for sparing their time to attend our meetings and guide the financial decisions of the association. I also thank the full Board of Directors for their service to the association during 2023, leaving time in their busy schedules. You have been extremely helpful in ensuring the UMA is well governed and its strategic objectives are met. Let me also thank the staff members led by the Executive Director. You have been the driving force of UMA. Thank you for implementing the association strategies and for all the work you have did in 2023. At the heart of our financial strategy, the goal is to ensure the stability while pursuing the growth and serving our members. We are working towards increasing membership revenue to 1.5 billion shillings by 2025, as laid out by our strategic plan. This is part of our broader strategic plan to maintain a sustainable operating surplus, enhance financial transparency, and ensure compliance with all the relevant laws. We have not yet achieved this target, yes, but we are on track to achieve that. We have also prioritized funding for critical initiatives, including investments in significant UMA estates, that is halls which you have seen in the photos before, and the facilities, new offices, and paving the lower gardens, and we are working to diversify our revenue resources to mitigate the risk. In 2023, we have been tested for our financial resilience with external and internal impacting our operations. Externally, we have faced high inflation as we have experienced this, and reduced purchasing power and overall weakness in the economy, which dampened demand for our services like training. Securing donor fund also became increasingly difficult as shown in our results. And internally, we operated with the limited financial resources, which affected the staffing levels and our ability to optimize the working capital. Raising operational cost added further strain despite these hurdles. We remained focused on adapting our financial strategies to sustain our operations and effectively serve our members. In navigating these challenges, we asked ourselves 3 important questions. Did we meet our income and expenditure targets? We monitored our financial performance closely through the regular variance analysis, identifying the areas that required course corrections. How strong is our financial position for our association? To ensure stability, we conducted the detailed reviews of our balance sheet and key financial ratios, and we are much stable. Are we financially equipped for the future? By evaluating the investment reserves and the risk management strategies we are preparing for the sustainable growth in the coming years. And here is our performance. In 2023, our income declined by 22%, primarily driven by the significant 90% drop in project revenue. If you can observe here, project revenue is one of our key source of income, but irrespective of 90% drop in the project revenue, our total income declined is only 22%. This impact on overall operating profit from 1 billion in 2022 to just 27 million in 2023. We also suffered a small overall loss of 31 million shillings in 2023. On the expenditure side, the administrative costs were reduced by 7% and 49% in training, marketing, and promotional costs as a consequence of limited project activities. But the operational cost rose by 28% due to the new items in the trade fair like educational pavilion. Even though it has increased a 28% cost, but it has added a lot of value to our association. This reflects our commitment in improving the efficiency while addressing the essential operational needs. Overall, our expenditure in 2023 was 494 billion, compared to 5.31 billion in 2022, which resulted in an operating profit before finance cost of 27.8 million, down from 1 million in 2022. Despite reducing the net finance cost by 26%, the overall profit of the year was a loss of 31 million in 2023 compared to the profit of 925,285,000 in the previous year. This results some significant changes in our financial landscape, and we will continue to assess and adjust our strategies moving forward to improve our performance. Despite these challenges, our balance sheets remains much stable with total assets of 43.8 billion shillings, key investments in building improvements and furniture focus strategically on critical assets. Key investment areas in 2023 included building enhancements such as the installation of additional cyclones, and roller shutters at the multipurpose hall and upgrades at the lower gardens, including stone pitching and the bridge expansion. Our total equity stands at 42.8 billion for 2023, which is slightly lower than 42.96 billion in 2022. This reflects a minimal change in overall equity with a total of 5.19 billion in shareholder equity and stable retained earnings and other reserves maintaining consistency year over year. Regarding the non-current liabilities, we have seen a small increase to 245.9 million from 231.9 million, indicating the stable long-term liability position. Current liabilities have decreased, with the total falling from 849 million in 2022 to 698.46 million in 2023. This reflects a reduction in short-term obligations supporting our financial stability. Coming to the cash flows, the net cash flows in 2023 were driven by reducing operating income and investments in necessary assets. While our cash reserves are declined, our liabilities management demonstrates prudent financial stewardship. As we look ahead, I am confident in our ability to navigate today's challenges while seizing tomorrow's opportunities. Our financial strategies are firmly aligned with our strategic plan, and we are committed to driving sustainable growth for the benefit of all our members. Let me take this opportunity to thank the Finance Committee and Management Team and our members of their dedication and contributions throughout the year. Through our collective efforts, we continue to uphold the value of this great organization. Thank you for your attention. I look forward to answering any questions you may have about the financial report. As I see, there is no hands raised. So I invite KPMG to make an opinion on these figures. I hereby request Asad Lukwaga, the partner KPMG, to present his auditor's opinion on our report.
Thank you so much, Treasurer, Mr. Balcha. And good morning, members.
Members, you have the chairman's report in your packages, as well as the treasurer's report. So as you may follow on as the speeches are being given. Thank you. Back to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Good morning once again, members. First of all, on behalf of KPMG, it's a great honor that you entrusted us with the audit of your association, the Uganda Manufacturers Association, but it's an even much bigger honor for us as KPMG to be associated with you. So it's always a responsibility we take with both hands. I must say, the journey to the audit of this association from when you first appointed us as auditors has been a very good story. And maybe in honor of the outgoing chairman and the incoming chairman and the rest of the board members, when you first appointed us as KPMG, as auditors, we found when there were areas that you were trying to fix, and there were areas around especially reconciliations, members' registers to be aligned with the revenue that you earn, and the bank reconciliations, and there was a bit of revenue leakage in those areas. And in that year, I remember very well, we could not issue a clean opinion, unfortunately. But ever since then, we've been consistently issuing clean audit opinions. So the journey, the chairman and the incoming chairman, I know you've been heading some of the committees that you've taken the association through, has been incredible. We are now in a position where the numbers that have been presented by the treasurer, we issued a clean audit opinion, which I'll read through later on as I get into that part of my presentation. Now, there are other tasks which we, together with the management team, are focused on. The first one is the controls around the trade fair, especially the revenue leakage from both the entrants but also the exhibitors. That's an area that we're working with management, and I think over the next 1 to 3 years, you'll see fundamental improvements in that area, and everyone is aligned on that aspect. Then the other area that management and ourselves as their auditors were working on is the difference in accountabilities expected from donors when they do project funding. It's different from the normal internal controls. So we're working with management to ensure that those accountabilities are up to scratch and the control environment in those aspects are also strong. And then the few messages directly to come to you as members. When we presented our report to the directors, the one thing that caught most of the members' eyes were the balances due from the members. So we resolved between us as auditors and the management team that every year end we shall send out confirmation requests to you to confirm the balances due from you to the association. Some of the members expressed interest to be notified before the year actually ends so that you don't appear in the financial statements as owing the association money, and I think management will do that. Once those confirmation requests come through, please respond to them so that then we, as your auditors, serve you in the way that you want us to serve you. The other message that I thought I should also pass on, the revenue recognition principles changed a while back, whereby things like membership fees are only recognized on a cash basis, not on an accrual basis, which means that if you as a member don't pay in cash and we don't see the money in the bank, we wouldn't allow the secretariat to book that as revenue. So the strength of your performance that Treasurer has presented is dependent on the cash flows for that particular membership fees. Of course, there are other revenue line items which are accounted for using the accrual concept, but for the actual membership contributions, they are accounted for on a cash basis. So I thought I should also let you know about that any membership fee that has not been paid, we wouldn't normally allow management to recognize that. So on that basis, we conducted our audit, and we were satisfied with all the responses we got on all the matters that we asked management. We presented our report to the right committees, including the board itself. And after following due process, we issued our opinion, which was a clean audit opinion. And members, allow me to introduce the brain behind the audit work. Jackie, just show your face to the members. And under the support, of course, and the guidance of Gusti, who is a manager at KPMG, and with me as the leadership, I've been the audit partner in charge of the audit. So for purposes of minuting for the AGM, allow me to read the audit opinion, which is a clean opinion, verbatim, just read through the key paragraphs. And I presume the report should have been shared with you beforehand. And it's an independent auditor's report to the members of Uganda Manufacturers Association, and it's a report on the audit of the financial statements. Opinion. We have audited the financial statements of Uganda Manufacturers Association, and in our opinion, the accompanying financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of Uganda Manufacturers Association as at 31 December 2023, and its financial performance and its cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with the IFRSs and the Companies Act of Uganda. The basis of opinion is we conducted our audit in accordance with the international standards on auditing. We are independent of the association in accordance with the ISB code, which takes us as auditors, and we believe that the audit evidence we have obtained is sufficient and appropriate to provide a basis for our opinion. The final part of our report that is important for you to know is the report on other legal and regulatory requirements. As required by the Companies Act of Uganda, we report to you members, based on our audit, that we have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, were necessary for purposes of our audit. Proper books of account have been kept by the association, so far as appears from our examination of those books. and the association's statement of financial position and comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of account. That's the opinion that we issued after the directors approved and signed the financials, and I personally was responsible for that opinion, which I signed on the 18th of November, 2024. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Can I request you members that you interrogate and adopt the auditor's report, the treasurer's report, and accept the financial statements? Can I have somebody to propose that we adopt the treasurer's report? Mr. Joy, give him a microphone. Yes. Mr. Joy Chedwe, give him a microphone.
Hello, good morning to all of you. My name is Joy Chaudhary. I am the CEO of Giant Steel. I have actually gone through the report. I think certain things he has not mentioned, but I have gone through the papers. I was seeing there is a page of related party dues. And I'm seeing some of the members who are not paid from 2022. Then again, they have repeated in 2023. So I don't know how the board is working on those collection of these dues.
Thank you for that. Concerning this only, our auditor also mentioned before that we have even changed the policy of recognizing the revenue only on the receipt basis from the recent period. And we are keeping a special focus on collecting the old dues. Mostly it will be collected in the next financial year. But from this period, we are recognizing the revenue only on the cash basis.
And where we cannot collect, and we are sure we cannot collect, we shall make a provision.
Still, good morning, everybody. I am Nilaksh Bhatt, Executive Director, Steel and Tube Industries. I have one point, page number 32, mentions the provision for impairment on accounts receivable, which is 500 million. I request Treasurer if you can give us some more light on these, what consists of. Thank you.
This is what the previous Mr. Joy has questioned about. We have been providing for those which we feel that we may not receive them, but the continuous efforts are made to collect that money. If it is not collected, then this provision comes into force. The auditor may wants to add something on this.
Yes, indeed. The revenue recognition or debtors recognition, there are various categories of revenue. There's membership fees, the ground rent for this area, and they are recognized using different approaches. Now, the one that is ground rent here, because it's contractual, that one is on accrual basis. And it's normal that there might be a receivable at the year end. And those could be the ones that you're seeing at the year end. But the ones that is membership fee, that has to be on cash basis accrual. So within the receivables, there is no membership fee receivable. the receivable are mainly the ground rent receivable. And when the standards require us that if there is a long period that has gone without the counterparty settling their receivable, accounting standards require us as accountants to make a provision for bad debts on that. And that is what you're seeing within the financial statements, but that's just a provision. We always push management to continue the effort to collect. This is just accounting, but the commercial side of the business, the collection effort has to be continued. And management, I understand there are few controls they have in place, because we normally also ask them these questions, which include sometimes if there's a specific need a member has, and they need the association to sort them out in that situation, normally management has a good opportunity to ask them to first settle any dues beforehand. So which I find it to be a very, very good control. So I thought I should probably add that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, having answered the questions, can I ask somebody to move to adopt the Treasurer's report? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. Before the adoption is made, I propose something here. When we look at the auditors, the bankers, on page 2, we have Standard Chartered Bank, which is about to exit the market. I don't know if it is over there genuine rumors, but just in case. Secondly, I note that all these banks are foreign banks. And as UMA, we are always at the forefront of advocating for Buy Uganda, Build Uganda. And I note that local content is not put into consideration. It's against this background that I would humbly propose a replacement of Standard Chartered Bank with the local content and in favor of Centenary Bank. I submit.
Point well taken. You know, you can't be advocating Pububu when you are doing something else. So, you have put us on that, and I accept it was an oversight. We are going to look at the local content, but we are going to do our evaluation of the available local banks and use one. Thank you very much. Can I now have somebody to propose to adopt the Treasurer's report? Yes, please. Microphone.
My name is William Okelo. Chair, I propose that the finance report presented to us with all the clarifications made be adopted. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have somebody to second? Microphone.
Thank you so much, Chair. Jamal Rashid from Kakira Sugar. I second my financial report.
Thank you. Now the Treasurer's report has been received. Thank you. Can we move on?
Chair, the next item on the agenda is appointment of new auditors.
Dear members, KPMG has done a good job for us. They have moved our finance reporting to areas where our accounts were almost being qualified to a point where we are now, where we can reliably rely on the figures. Can I have somebody to propose to reappoint the auditors for another term of 1 year? Yes, Mr. Manish. Propose. Mr. Rule. Seconded. The KPMG has been reappointed to audit the books of Uganda Manufacturers Association for another year. Thank you very much. Can you go to the next agenda item?
Chair, the next agenda item is any other business. Is a hand?
Before you go to the OEB, there you missed an item which is speak by the chairman, advisory council. It is a substantive item, and I would like to do it myself, to invite. Dear members, thank you very much for the business we have conducted today, the business of Uganda Manufacturers Association. As you have noted, the association continues to be vibrant, continues to do very well, and I give you my assurance that this year is much better, much better in terms of bottom line than last year. But that will have to be confirmed by the auditors when they come to audit the year 2024. At this juncture, I take the singular honor of inviting the chairman of the advisory board, Mr. Abid Alam, to address this gathering. Thank you very much.
Dear members, I'd like to first of all introduce to you our advisory board. Our patron is Mr. Sekalala Senior, who is one of our founder members. We have with us His Excellency Gordon Wamuno, Mr. Mayur Madwani, Mr. Kadu Kiberu, Mr. Kalibala, Ms. Barbara Mulwana, and Mr. Amos Anzei. These are made up primarily of former chairmen who have been involved in the running of the association. As you see, Deo, he's also soon to join us. So he's very welcome, and no doubt, as all of you have heard, has had tremendous input in a very, very difficult time of the economy in trying to assist the manufacturers move forward. So we really commend him for this, and we will take up the matter of recognition with members of our advisory board at the right time. Also, the board members, we wish to thank them for the work they've put in, the work they continue to put in. It's a very, very difficult investment climate at the moment. But we hope that the manufacturers will continue to overcome the difficulties and move forward. We welcome also Aga Junior. Aga Junior has been with us for a very, very long time. So we really don't see much problem. We are all there to support him. We are all there to give him the backup and to make sure that he continues in the footsteps of his outgoing, or not outgoing chairman, while the chairman is absent, to ensure he takes the association forward. Some few comments I'd like to make. I think the manufacturing industry in Uganda has grown considerably over many years, and I think Uganda has made a lot of progress in going back a step into value addition by way of locally available raw materials. And I think Uganda has become a more competitive area of production in terms of utilizing the locally available resources. However, I think the markets continue to be the challenge. I think we need to really work hard on the trade agreements that we have existing in terms of the East African Community, COMESA, so that we maximize Uganda's exports into the region. You've been hearing that there are a lot of restrictions for Ugandan products. So these we need to work hard to have them lifted so the markets can be expanded. So I think this is one of the challenges which we would like to give our board members, to see that they try to work hard on this. I think power, they worked hard on power, but I think power, again, there are issues of on and off outages. I think this also needs to be sorted out. I don't know why Umeme has not been able to stabilize in all this time. So that's also causing some problems. On the issue of the operations of the association, you see, the UMA continues to derive a lot of its income from the trade fairs. The trade fairs contribute, as you saw on the board here, large amounts of revenue for the association. Initially, it was envisaged that income from the trade fair was to be utilized for the expansion of the association, not for the operations of the association. The money was to be put aside so that the UMA could expand, buy more land, give more goods and services to its membership so that they could achieve more. But as you can see, a lot of the income is consumed internally. So the board must look at how they can improve membership and membership services so that we get more members on board and the operations of the association be taken care of by the income derived from membership and membership services. So this is something which I think the advisory board will also begin to focus more on. As you can see, this place is getting small. The UMA needs a bigger home now. So it's important that yourselves, the young leaders, and the future leaders are also looking into this matter. I think for the rest, this being our annual general meeting, as you know, it's a very transparent association. The association has good reach to all levels of government. So members, please, if any problems, any difficulties you face, let's try to see how the UMA can help you out. I think 2025 hopefully should be a better year for the economy. Hopefully the economy will grow a little bit, and we should see some changes. So members, we wish to thank all of you for being present today. We wish to thank the board. We wish to thank all of you in your individual capacities for being here, for taking time out to support your association, and we look forward to a better year ahead. In the meantime, on behalf of the association, wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, now to the any other business, sir.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our business today. I thank you for turning up and being with us today. We are starting another year of hard work. The economy is a bit tight, but we are very tough, but I think we are tougher. So before I conclude, I would like to invite you for another trade fair, this time in Western Uganda in Mbarara. We shall be there from the 17th to the 23rd. Members, Mbarara and Western Uganda is a big market for all our products. So please embrace it. Contact the association, take up stores, and before you go to Christmas, make people know your product and make some sales. So with that, I would like to adjourn the AGM. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Matters of housekeeping, the Secretariat can guide us. I've been informed that before you leave, lunch is ready. Don't go on an empty stomach. Have something. We have paid for this lunch using your money. Please take it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. Housekeeping matters. Announcements. Please, we shall be having a finance for non-financing managers course from the 24th, 29th of January. Invitations will be sent to your emails. Thank you very much. As Chairman has already concluded, lunch is served on your left, on my left. It may not be on your left, but on my left. Please enjoy. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day. Sorry, my mistake. We will have a group photo here. We'll invite the chair and the advisory council and board members for a group photo, and thereafter all of us join in, and then we will go for our lunch. Media, please, it's your session.